Hello, once again, I'm Mariana, and I'm going to guide you through another mobility warm-up session. This is especially for the hips, and we'll also work with some wrist preparation. So we enter into our squat. Make sure your heels are touching the floor. And if they are not, bring some elevation. That could be some blocks, some yoga mat, pillow. Be creative. From here, we are going into a pattern of internal and external rotation. We bring our weight into one leg, and when the weight is on this leg, we open into the knife of the feet. We bring the weight into the other leg so we can allow to externally rotate the other leg. We shift the weight and we externally rotate. First, I wanted to show you this isolated movement, and then we are going to integrate it with the internal. Now, let's try the internal. Please make sure, first of all, not to feel any pain. If you feel pain at any time, step back in your variation. This variation can be just like this, very minimal, inclusively like this. First of all, and very important, is the shifting of the weight. You shift the weight and then you find your range of motion. Now shift the weight into the other side and slowly do the internal rotation. Make sure your heel is as close as the floor as possible. So now we know these two patterns, so let's combine them. We go into the external and then we move into the internal. We shift the weight into one side. We go into the external and internal. All my weight is on this standing leg. And again, shift the weight. External, internal rotation. Please make sure to choose wisely your variation. This can be very beneficial, but also it can create some damage if you're not wise enough to choose the right variation. It requires a lot of self-knowing and sensing your body, being in your body present. So now we'll take the hands to the back. I will move around so you can see. I'm on this position on the squat, but with the hands in the back. Make sure you're not sinking here with the shoulders, but growing up. From here, I'm going to lift my heel and pivot to the external position and come back to neutral. Let's do the other side. Lift the heel, pivot, and touch the floor if you can. If you cannot, sorry, it's okay. Find your variation. Know your ranges of motion is different. And also, it's different for every people. We have different bodies, different genetics. Sometimes you cannot reach others' ranges of motions, but sometimes you can. You need to find where are your edges and work through them. Now, let's do the internal rotation. We also lift the heel and we pivot and we touch inside with the knee. Lift the heel, pivot and touch. Lift, pivot and touch. Lift, pivot and touch. Bring the butt back and the feet back. Bounce a little bit. Relax the hands. Head to the floor. Bring the hip up. Shake the legs, shake the legs. Create this as an opportunity, this moment, to bring awareness into your breathing pattern. Maybe you're holding the breath, maybe not. Normally we hold the breath when an exercise is very difficult. So what we can do then, we can step back and choose a variation more easy for ourselves that will allow us to breathe properly, to breathe more fluently. Now bring the hips again into the heels, bring the hands back, and let's combine this exercise. Heel up into the external rotation. This time we're going to stay 3 seconds pushing the ground with the knee. And we pivot in. 1, 2, 3. We bring the leg. Change the leg. Go to the external rotation. 3, 2, 1. We bring. 3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1. I'm actively pushing the knee into the floor. If I cannot touch the floor, I actively push the knee into the air. And 3, 2, 1. Back to the squat. I'm going to turn myself around. Now, from here, hands to the floor, knees to the ground. Close the fist very strong. Make sure you cannot see your nails. Very, very strong fist. We put the fist together and we're going to create a line from elbow to elbow in the floor. And my fist, I'm going to leave it glued to the floor. From here, I extend the elbows only till I can. Some people can extend the elbows completely, and it's okay. They've been working on this exercise, and also they have the mobility installed in their genetics, in their bodies. This is a warm up for the wrists. It will create strength, mobility, and resilience in the wrists. We can do this 10 times, dynamic, and then we stay 10 seconds statics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep closing the wrist. 8, 9, 10. And release. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the wrist. Put the hands on the floor. Go back to the squat. Head to the floor. Hips up. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, we come all the way up. Thank you so much. This was our mobility session for hips and an exercise to strengthen and mobilize the wrist.